Hello everybody, it's Michelle, and I wanted to make this weird mishmash of an update slash a continuation of my last video about seeing things, because I have a little bit of an update about that. So, let's start there. Makes sense. I recently made a video about what it's like to see things, because that's one thing that when I started to see things, I had trouble with. I didn't know how everybody else saw stuff, and it made it harder for me to accept what I was seeing. Well, remember how I said, if you accept what you see, the more you accept what you see, the more you will see? Well, that's happening to me at this very moment. I went through this weird, just emotional phase where I kind of shut myself off, and I wasn't really seeing much. But over the last few weeks, those experiences have gotten a little bit more intense. So the one thing I wanted to mention was I was house sitting for my parents. So when I made that last video, I was actually at their house. That's why I actually was outside on this nice patio with the trees. And the first night, I decided I'm going to take a bath because they have a huge bathtub. And I was sitting down, and I got into the tub, and I thought, I'll do one of those things where, like, you go underwater, and then you just kind of lay there with your eyes closed on the top of the water, and you just take in the relaxation. So I'm doing that, and then I kind of open my eyes, and right across the hall is the door to my parents' bedroom, and it's open. And obviously the bathroom door was open, too. I was home alone, who cares? So I look, and there's a figure. I swore it was an actual person. So much so that I thought my dad hadn't actually gone on vacation and I messed up and he saw me naked. And I was like, oh my God. So, turns out it was my dad, because it disappeared like that. And I just sat there like, what the hell did I just see? And I got a couple sensations, like it was very unfamiliar. It wasn't anything I'd ever encountered before. It wasn't an entity like a shadow person or a being. It was a human spirit. And I distinctly got the vision that they had sort of like this Dick Tracy detective getup, because it was like a silhouette, an opaque silhouette that I saw. But I felt like they're just passing through. Like, they don't really belong here. They're not attached to anybody I know. They're just there, and so I decided, just in case, that I was going to smudge. So I have a spray smudge with cedar and lavender in it and sage, and I sprayed that around the room a couple times that I was going to sleep in. And then I went out into the living room and I lit a stick of sage, because I thought, why not? Can't overdo it. And that night, no problems. The next night I decided to sage again, and I sprayed the room again, and no problems. The next night I was back at my house, but my parents were home. And I didn't really catch wind of this until Monday evening. So this was Friday night that this experience happened to my father, but I didn't hear about it until Monday. Monday, I got done with my belly dancing classes, and I told my mom, or my mom said something like, oh, I noticed that you lit the sage while you were at our house, ha ha ha. I could totally tell because it smelled like that when I came home. And I said, oh my gosh, but this is why I did that, and I explained to her the situation. Well, she got this look on her face like, are you fucking serious? And she told me that my dad, on Friday night, the night that they had gotten back, the first night that no one had smudged the house, he heard distinct footsteps coming up the hallway. So much so that he was going to reach for his gun to get this intruder, because he thought there was literally somebody in their home. But no one was there. Now, this has never, ever been an experience at my house, ever. It's the house I grew up in from when I was 9 months old until off and on since then. Never experienced that before. So we were wondering, who could this be? Why are they here? What is going on, But that was a very interesting experience, because I saw something, and it was validated by my dad nonetheless, who is, although he wants to be a believer, he's an incredible skeptic, and it kind of makes me angry. So that was neat and a nice little validation. So that just goes to show you, the more that you think about it, the more you get in touch with your practice, the more you do divination, the more you open yourself up, the more you will see these things. And there doesn't always have to be a reason. You don't always have to figure out exactly what's going on. Just accept it and move on. Eventually, you will learn what happened. So that's that update. Now, the next thing I wanted to tell you was one of my biggest goals as a human being is to become a life coach. It is one of the things that I'm the most passionate about. I think that through all of my experience, through my education at a university in different religions of the world, I feel like I'd make an excellent life coach. So I've been looking into programs, and I finally found one that'll work for me, and I just signed up for it 2 days ago, and hopefully within the next 5 to 6 months, I will have a small little coaching business going, and when that happens, I will let you know. I am not going to make this channel into my coaching channel. I think that some people do that, and that gets kind of annoying. So I'll mention my general updates and my success and all of that while I'm here on this channel, so you know where to find me later if you want to find me. And I might talk a little bit about coaching in general because I'm very excited about it, and I think that not a lot of people understand what it is. But this isn't going to turn into my business channel, so don't worry about that. This is just going to be me doing my thing here. So I'm going to try not to, sell out on my channel, man. So what else? I've made a lot of videos recently. I mean, technically I'm only uploading 2, but I had to do a couple takes, so I'm very frustrated and tired. That's why I'm talking so fast. The next thing that I'm really excited about is this. This just came in the mail today. It was recommended to me by my mentor on Friday, and here it is less than a week later at my house. And this is a book specifically about the Irish witchcraft tradition, and I think that I've read a little bit of it already. There were excerpts online that I read. I've looked through it a little bit already, and it's really interesting stuff. And I hope that with this and the information that I already have, that I will eventually be able to make a video about what Irish witchcraft is specifically to me. And I hope that that helps. I had somebody request that in one of my comments, so that will be coming up soon, but I would prefer to have all my ducks in a row before I start representing my path. And I just wanted to answer one more thing. I'm kind of going backwards in this, but I also got another comment question from Rainbow Sea Pagan, and Rainbow Sea Pagan wanted to know, what can I do to awaken my senses, essentially, and see things, or to maintain my sight. And I don't have all the answers. There might be other things you can do, but the things that I'm going to recommend are to, first of all, accept it when you see it, and just write it down. Keep track of it. Make note. I would also meditate. I think meditating is one of the key things to do in practices, no matter what your faith. So I would meditate, whether it's guided meditations or meditating on a word, meditating in silence, meditating just to kind of get into that zone and then, come out of that zone. I mean, however you want to meditate. I think that would be really cool and very helpful. And, I mean, read about the different senses. I mean, there's so many books out there that explain different techniques on how to see, how to feel, how to do all kinds of different things. And there's some that are good, some that are bad, but you got to feel through them. And I also think that practicing a form of divination, whether that be scrying or dowsing, using a pendulum or dowsing rods, reading cards, reading runes, reading the Ogham, I mean, whatever it is that you do, I think that keeping in touch with that divination also helps. So with that said, I think that's it. I just wanted to make a quick update. There were a couple things I wanted you to know, so now you know them. And this weekend, I have a 3-day weekend, so I'm looking forward to making some more videos. I have some ideas, but I want to kind of get them all in order before I start being like, hey, listen to this. This is so cool. But I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to read. And I hope you all have a great night. Thanks for watching. Bye.